manifesting shouldn't be hard. Anytime I manifested something absolutely fabulous into my life, I was never trying. I was just being. For example, last week I started this new job and I was in the back of the house and I was singing to myself a bunch of Christmas carols and things, and I didn't know anyone was listening. And 3 fellas caught me at the end of their shift and they're like, hey, listen, not to be weird, but we kind of heard you sing when you were folding napkins in the back. Would you mind just singing for us? Just a little bit. And one of them asked me to do that, and the other one was like, don't do that, that's rude, blah, blah, blah. And the other one was like, it's not, it's compliment, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I ended up doing that, and they were so sweet and so kind and very encouraging. And I didn't really think anything of it. And then I met this other fella at another job site. And I was bartending there, and we hit it off. We were talking about energy work and healing and, fresh foods and, everything about what's wrong with like the food industry and such. So anyway, we had a lot in common. And we both are singers, and we were talking about how hard it is to sing when our throat and heart chakras or our energy is blocked. I call it a broken heart, but some people will call it like energy work or chakras or whatever. And anyhow, we saw this musician. He was so great. He was a violinist. We ended up saying hello to him at the end of the day, and we kind of got on the subject of, if we ever got back into it. And lo and behold, literally 2 days later, I was at this other venue, and I was talking to a fella I'd, seen a couple of times there, and really nice guy. Happened to ask him, how long he'd been working with the tech company, like the sound and music company at this place. It's a really high-end country club. And he told me like years and years, right? And I just so happened to be like, listen, I just wanted to ask, I haven't sang in a long time because I've just got to this area. It's a little bit harder to, navigate after the shutdown. Do you know anyone to talk to about that? And within literally 30 seconds, I had a professional music gig that I am heading to right now. So yesterday, this happened. I am heading to a professional singing gig. And I didn't do any seances, didn't do any prayers, didn't journal. I just happened to just follow my instinct. Like I wanted to sing that day at the club, and so I did. And that led to these guys giving me such a beautiful compliment and letting me know how much they appreciated my talent and gifts. And then that led to another conversation about a really authentic thing that happens to singers when our hearts are broken or our energy needs to be cleared. And that was addressed as well. And then all of a sudden, just out of a curious question, I am now in a circuit of the best singers in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I didn't even try. I was just living and following that which was inside. Following the prompts, following what felt good, and just flowing, right? In my book, Love's Miracles and the Miseries, I share story after story like this, where I was just in situations where I was just living. And quite a few of them are pretty difficult situations to where I really needed like help, as far as like, I know I was miraculously healed from cancer. 4 other times cancer was found in my body and taken out. It saved me. I was coded in a tonsillectomy and died. I had a bike accident and I died. All of these things, and all of those situations are dire, and they're life and death. But I also share in there where I was, again, very favored in singing and modeling in my career. I was discovered in Nashville, and I ended up getting on stages there. And that just came from me going to an all-call at a mega church, of which I had never been before, and ended up, I thought I was trying out for the choir, but it was special music. Like when, the lead singer of a band who was leading music or worship every weekend would get off the stage and I would sing instead of him. Like, I didn't know that. I was just going because they had an all-call and I'd sang in a choir before. And it ended up, he was like, oh, you can actually sing. And so that started my singing career. And then, I was walking down the street in Nashville, but like 2 years later, and this guy came up to me who was like, hey, listen, you should try out and do this modeling gig or modeling contest. And I was like, no, weirdo, that's crazy. Ended up doing it, ended up winning, going to LA, spending 3.5 years there or 3 years there, and being really successful. And so I'm just hoping to get across that, like, if you are feeling like you are doing so much and you're not seeing anything, just follow your heart. Just follow that which feels good inside. Do what you love, and just let the universe do what it's best at, which is support you and bring you exactly what you love. And the best part about this is if you end up, you're like, hey, I want to try like singing, and you're like, oh, I don't want to sing professionally, but I love to be like a karaoke star, or I want to like start a YouTube channel and like share my gift there and see if like, I can get a little following and a community and just, create that way. Like, there's so many opportunities, but like, you can manifest anything. Like, the universe is going to give it to you. And what I found is that I have to trust the universe. And it's a constant reminder in this world that, yeah, I'm trusting the universe. Yes, I'm overcoming all these odds, but it's just so simple. To live a life of your dreams, it's so simple. And this is just another reminder, when I've been reminded over and over and over again in my life so many times. I wrote a book about it, but it's, again, just a reminder that my goodness, is life supposed to be simple? My goodness, is it just play and following your heart? My goodness, isn't it such a pleasure to be here? Isn't it so wonderful to know that there is a power that holds all of this together, of which I call love. Everyone else can call it God, Gaia, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. But it holds this whole universe together and has one purpose, and that is to give you what you want and love, and to play with you for the rest of your existence. That is absolutely amazing to me. And I'm so grateful I got one more opportunity to share with you. Those fingerprints of love is what I call them. Effortless. So, follow your heart. Do what you love. If you don't like it, keep following your heart and doing what you love. Be mindful, sit in stillness, breathe, and be exactly who and what you are. Because I love you, and so many more do too.